What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 6 of our Football Manager 2016 Let's Play here with Liverpool. And I'm back a little bit sooner than I expected to bring you guys a massive game. Now, last episode, I missed the fact that we had the Merseyside derby coming up. It would not be a Liverpool save if I did not do at least one of the Merseyside derbies as a live com every season. And what better chance to do one than here at Anfield. So, last episode, if you missed it, obviously go check it out. But since then, we've played 3 games. Of course, we drew against Man City. Since then, 2 wins in the league, both 2-0. First one against West Brom, good result. Barbosa from the penalty spot and Benteke getting a goal. Benteke, a player who hasn't played as much as perhaps I expected him to play. You can see he's played 8 games for the club and scored 7 goals. He's been in very good form in the league, and it was good to see him get another goal here, and he kind of fights his way, I guess, back into contention doing so. Anyway, the next game, a little bit disappointing, but we lost to Sion in the Europa League. As it kind of transpired, this result really didn't matter. We were already kind of qualifying from our group. Unfortunately, we didn't finish top of the group. However, even if we'd beaten Sion in that last game, we still wouldn't have been finishing top. So it didn't really make a difference in the end. And I did rotate my team pretty heavily for that game. Anyway, the next game was against Tottenham. As you can see here, comfortable 2-0 win in the end. Spurs with only the 1 shot on goal. This was actually a surprisingly big game. Benteke getting another goal, as you can see there. Coutinho scored a deflected free kick. And it was a big game because, as you can see here, looking at Tottenham, they're a team in some pretty good form, all things considering. 7th in the league. Certainly a team kind of not to underestimate. You can see here they're 3 points behind us. We find ourselves in 6th place, and you can see Chelsea in 3rd on 32 points. We're in 6th on 30 points. It's really tight at the top. There's a little bit of a gap perhaps emerging between us and Tottenham in 7th, but it's still relatively tight. But we're still kind of, I guess, in contention for that top 4 finish that we're really aiming for this year. Anyway, if we look at quickly the competitions, you can see, where am I looking? Where are we going? I don't know where we're going. Where shall we go? Let's go to the squad page. Let's have a look at our team, because we've not got many games to talk about this week. I feel like there's a game I missed. Did I miss a game? I did miss a game. No, I didn't. I've gone crazy. Guys, send help. Let's have a look at the squad. As I mentioned, shorter episode really, this one. But this game does mark, if you look at the competition page, the 17th game of the season. So we are getting pretty close to that halfway point. Anyway, looking at the team here, things are looking pretty good, all things considering. Looking at the goal scorers, Benteke, top goal scorer at the club with 8 goals in 10 starts and 7 appearances off the bench. Danny Ings, 7 goals. Barbosa, 7 goals. Ibe, 5 goals. I think they've all come in the European games. There might be one that came in the league, but a lot of them have. He's added some really good form, Ibe, which has been kind of, I guess, good. I really can't complain. Then looking further down the line, you can see here, Embolo, 3 goals. Not crazy considering the amount of games he's played, but at least he's scored a few. And you can also see Daniel Sturridge here. Only 2 goals in 7 games. He came back, obviously, from his injury, played 1, scored 1, and also got an assist in that first game. Since then, really not hit the ground running. Looking at the assists, Coutinho really the big man there. Also contributions from Klein, Ibe, and Sturridge just got 3 assists, so I guess we can't complain too much. But it has been a pretty kind of widespread team performance so far this season. Look at average ratings. Jordan Ibe leads the way, but at first team regulars, Coutinho's up there, which is fantastic. He's been really the standout outfield player for us, the Brazilian. And also good to see, a number of our defenders, Skirtle, Sacco and Klein, all right up there in the average ratings. Sacco and Skirtle particularly been very, very pleasing at the centre-back position, and I'm delighted with how well they have been getting on. Anyway, let's get into today's game. We're taking on an Everton team, which, as you can see here, are in 9th place, but they're not that far off us, really. Not going to be the easiest game. I love the fact that we have these new player stats on the kind of club page. You can see here, Thiago Maia, the youngster, 91% pass completion. The defensive midfielder, not developed too much in terms of actually his attributes changing, but he's certainly kind of actually improving. If we look at the graph here, you can see some of the key attributes that we've been working on, certainly on the rise. It's a shame there isn't maybe some faded lines between these thicker lines so you could really see a better indication of improvement, but if you look carefully, those line charts are definitely going up. Looking at the other youngsters, let's have a look at some of the youngsters. Mamana here, he's been developing okay. He's not kind of, I guess, revolutionised our team since he's come in. He's not been like some of our players in terms of playing regularly. For some reason, his attribute chart isn't working. Worth noting, guys, we are still in the beta version of this game, obviously, so there are going to be bugs here and there. This is the kind of early release beta, as you guys know, that you get for pre-ordering the game. Anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. I guess we'll look at some of the other youngsters real quickly. So Cataldi, doing okay, this guy. He's actually improving a lot, the Italian. He's not been playing too great for us when he's played, but he's improving, and that can only be a good thing. The 21-year-old came in for 20 million. And as I said, he's improving. Consistent performer, might be in a position to pursue Premier League football, has potential to be a Premier League player. So that's pretty good for him. Joe Gomez improving. Of course, we're training him to play left back. He's getting more familiar in that role now. His heading's improved, which is his individual focus, which is pretty pleasing. And yeah, he's developed okay so far, the youngster. Thiago Maia, we've already talked about. Yuri Tillemans, who's out on loan, of course, playing for Anderlecht. You can see here he's improving whilst he's out on loan. Of course, we signed him for £26 million and loaned him back. Not played a ton of games for them, but when he has, he's done well. And then Bolo, again, a player who's not played a ton for us, but he's still improving. And a lot of these youngsters who I've signed are showing signs of improvement, which is really, really pleasing, as obviously that's half the plan with these guys. If we look at the under-21s at some of our prospects as well here, Shei Ojo doing well at the moment, on loan at Wolves, I want to say. Off the top of my head, yeah, he is. He's on loan at Wolves. We look at him here, doing okay in the Championship, playing a fair bit of football, which is good to see. We have here Prijag Rajkovic, who I signed, you guys might remember, when I first came to the club. He's improving a lot. He's playing regular first-team football for Tel Aviv, and importantly, he just got a work permit on appeal, which was really good news, because when we first signed him, he didn't have one of those. Which was one of the reasons I loaned him out, but he's got that work permit now, and he's looking like a really good goalkeeper at the age of 20, playing international football, which is good. And another player who we signed, Andrei Kubas, of course signed from the Argentine team, Boca. I want to say it was Boca. It was Boca. Signed for £10 million. You can see we loaned him back, obviously, and he's made 15 appearances. He did have a little bit of an injury setback, but you can see he's actually improving significantly as a player. The 19-year-old, again, like the last guy we looked at, didn't have a work permit when I signed him, but I've appealed for one at the end of the Argentine season, which is just finishing up now, and it's been approved, which is fantastic stuff. And he will be joining us very, very soon. He joins us at the end of the month, so just 2 weeks away. A player to keep an eye on. Could be a very good player in the future for us, the young, kind of deeper playmaker. So anyway, guys, let's move on into the Everton game. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a roundup of our younger talents, because I know that's kind of an interesting point, I guess, of this save. The fact we've signed so many youngsters. It's worth keeping tabs on how they're developing. But all in all, they're all doing pretty darn decent. So, let's get into this Everton game. As I said, not many games to tell you guys about, but we had some good results in the league, coming off the back of two 2-0 wins, hoping for more of the same, really. I'm going to quickly ask my assistant, see what he wants to do. He wants to change things up. I'm actually going to play Benteke and Ings to start. Two of our top goal scorers, really. Roberto Firmino, has complained about lack of first-team football, so we're going to start him here. He's a talented player. I think he'll do fine. Coutinho, we've been dropping into this deep line playmaker role just a little bit. He's been doing okay there. Defensively, I'm not going to go with Joe Allen. I'm going to go with Thiago Maia. I really rate this guy. The 18-year-old Brazilian young player, loads of talent. And when we played him in the first team, he's really not done too badly. You can see a 7.02 average rating, but the real standout stat is the fact that he has 91% pass completion overall, and in the league, it sits at a 90% in 3 starts and 9 sub-appearances. So he's really done well. So I'm going to put some faith in him here in the derby. Hopefully he can live up to that. And we are going to crack on into this game. We are the favourites. That's going to be a big thing. A win for Everton could see them move up to 7th. A win for us can move us into 3rd, which could see us playing in next season's Champions Cup. Of course, that's the Champions League. We have Ross Barkley as their key player. Coutinho as ours. So 2 kind of attacking midfielders. Really, you know, up there in the team and kind of considered the key players. So it could be a battle between those two. I'm going to tell the players that the media's been on their backs. There's been a few questions asked by the media about me as a manager. Obviously, I promised top 4 football for the kind of board, and I also promised we'd get to the 2nd round of the Europa League. We're in the 1st round of the Europa League. I'm not sure if the draw's been made for that. I will do and check that if I remember at the end of this match. I think it might have been, but I can't remember who we got drawn against. If it's not happened yet, it's happening very soon. So we are still on course to, I guess, achieve that goal of us. I can't remember what our goal was in the League Cup. I believe the board may have even seen it as not important. So that's not a major concern, the fact we got knocked out against Arsenal. But really, top 4 is the priority this season. The fact we've got to the second round, the first round of the Europa League is decent. Obviously, the second round is really where we want to get to, at least, as we are on the attack here. We want to continue our good form. Good win against Spurs last time out. Moreno whips it in. Benteke with the flick on. Defender didn't do a very good job of clearing it. And Roberto Firmino, player who I've put some faith in, I guess, here, comes on, bangs it in, and we move into third. Worth noting, this is a midweek game. All the other teams pretty much in the league, I think with the exception of City, are playing today. So you'll probably see our kind of position in the league change fairly frequently in the top right. But there you go, Benteke with a little flick on at the near post, deflected off the defender pretty kindly, and we bury it there. Looking at our team condition, worth noting that Klein is struggling a little bit, as is Coutinho, but both very key players for us. Klein, 5 assists from right back. He's been superb and been a real rock at the back, so we have been playing him even though his condition's not been the best. Hoping we're not going to get an injury. Similar with Coutinho, he's a player with not the greatest condition right now, but he's just such a key player to the way we play that I'm kind of forced into a situation to play him. Because it's a midweek game as well, obviously we've not had as long to recover between this game and the previous game, which was against Spurs, which I pretty much had to play a full strength team in because it was must win. And what you saw there, if you were paying attention, was Danny Ings hitting the crossbar. That was a real chance during my rambling to double our lead. Not going to happen. Half-time 1-0. We're going to tell the players I'm happy with the performance so far. Pretty happy with how things are going. We want to beat Everton. We want to beat our Merseyside rivals. We want to, particularly at home, at least beat them. I think at Goodison Park it's something like 4 straight draws in the Merseyside derby. We don't want that. We want goals and we want a W at the end of it. Have a chance here. Coutinho, free kick out wide, whips it into Ings. Headed away, but only as far as Coutinho, who drives into the box, hits it. Tim Howard standing firm and tall though at the near post, and Coutinho smashing it straight at him, unfortunately for us. Right, tense times now. Nervous. Very nervous. I want to win. If you look at our last kind of run of live comes, we lost to Chelsea, we lost to Manchester United and Arsenal, we drew against Manchester City, we beat Partizan, we beat Southampton as well. But at the moment, I think we've lost more games than we've won in live comms. That needs to change before the end of the year. We've got some big games coming up, obviously, after this game. Our run of fixtures is fairly similar to how it was at the start in terms of we have Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United kind of in January and February times. We have a chance and hit the woodwork again. Second time this match. Coutinho and Klein really struggling at this point. I'm going to take them both off in a double change. We're going to bring on Joe Gomez and we'll bring on Joe Allen to play that deep line playmaker role for us. It's a role that he can certainly play. Just get some fresh legs there. As much as Coutinho and Klein are key players for us, there comes a point when a player's condition just deteriorates so much that they're not going to be able to function perhaps as effectively as they otherwise might. And Firmino here, wow, he scores a thunderbolt. And that is a great free kick for him. He doubles our lead. He gets his second goal of the game. He only had 1 goal so far in the season going into this. But as you can see, edge of the area, free kick. Bang. He just hits through it. Tim Howard perhaps should do a little bit better. Didn't exactly fly into the top corner. But it's a good goal. And I'm pretty darn happy. And with 3 minutes left, we've doubled our lead. It's 2-0. Things are pretty comfortable. We might have time just to make one quick little sub to change things around. Is Barbosa going to get game time? He is. He's going to get 20 seconds as we wrap up this game. It's looking like it's going to finish 2-0. That is a win. That is 3 points in a very important game. I am delighted about that. And that is going to see us hopefully charge up the table a little bit depending on other results. Let's have a look at where we are going to end up here. So actually, we stay 6th unfortunately because everyone else won. But looking at it, United, did they slip up or have they not played? They lost. They lost to Watford in 14th. So suddenly from ourselves in 6th to Manchester United in 2nd, well, there's only 3 points between us all. And we actually have the best goal difference of all the teams. So things are getting pretty tight at the top of the table. That's going to be an interesting situation emerging shortly. Newcastle is our next game. They are just above us in the table. I'm not going to live com that because obviously we've done this game. I think the next episode we're going to do is going to be against Chelsea. Quick look at the Europa League. As I mentioned, we have got the draw. It's against Athletic Bilbao. So that's going to be coming towards the end point of February. So we've got a few months till that. As I mentioned, Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal, big games coming up. Likely that we'll do a few of them in live comms for sure. Anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed today's video as always. If you have, smash the like button. Let me know what you make of this save so far. I'm pretty happy with the direction we're moving in. Top 4 is looking like more and more of a possibility the more that we kind of continue in fairly good form. Really, I guess the games against Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal in January are going to be the games that really decide where we're going to finish this year. If we can beat, and get 6 points from those kind of 9 possible points in those games, I'm going to be feeling pretty confident going towards this end part of the season where, to be honest, we have a fairly kind run, all things considering. But anyway, yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button. It is greatly appreciated. Lets me know that you're enjoying the series. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.